Let's bring in Nile Gardiner from the Heritage Foundation. Nile, welcome to the show. The president is halting $100 billion. Let's bring the viewer up to speed. $100 billion in trade negotiations now canceled with Turkey, slamming Turkey with sanctions, bringing back 50% tariffs on its steel. Nile, here's the backstory. Turkey faces a deepening currency crisis. It is the world's worst performing currency right now. It has been rocketing in and out of recession. Your take on all of this?
Well, this is a very significant, bold move by the U.S. administration. I expect that you're probably going to see a number of countries in Europe as well following the U.S. lead on this. And certainly I think the European Union will be looking closely at the U.S. sanctions that are in place against Turkey. A very hard-hitting policy here. It's really designed, I think, to force the Turks to come to the negotiating table with the Kurds in order to reach a negotiated settlement, because you cannot have a continuation of the bloodshed that is happening at this time. Turkey is acting in an extremely reckless manner at the moment, and the United States and other Western governments have strongly condemned Turkey's actions. And I think the U.S. administration certainly is going to force the Turkish government to think twice about continuing its military operations, which have led to a significant loss of human life. And I expect that these U.S. sanctions in place could be further enhanced, significantly increased over the coming weeks, unless Turkey backs off.
The big one not dropped yet. The Trump administration could step in and stop Turkey from using U.S. banks to clear dollar trades. Turkey has been trying to rapidly stockpile U.S. dollars because, again, it is in a debt crisis. More than half of its debt is foreign denominated, so it needs dollars to clear trades. Would the Trump White House drop that on Turkey? That would be a big one.
Well, there's certainly a possibility here, and I think without a doubt, the Trump administration means business here. These are very significant early sanctions, the first wave of sanctions. You could see far stronger sanctions being implemented here, and I do think for Turkey, in a very precarious financial economic situation at the moment, this is certainly going to make their leaders think twice before continuing here. And as Vice President Pence mentioned, we do need to see a negotiated settlement here between the two sides. We cannot tolerate a continuation of this violence. The United States has very clear fundamental interests at stake here in Syria, of course preventing the resurgence of ISIS, also preventing Iran from taking advantage of the latest turmoil there, and also to prevent another refugee crisis from happening here. So the U.S. has clear fundamental interests at stake here in Syria.
Yeah, and again, recapping, a debt crisis and a currency crisis is now blowing up in Turkey. The White House just announcing significant sanctions, also 50% tariffs on Turkish steel and sanctions against Turkish officials as well. Nile Gardiner, thank you so much. Come back soon.
Thank you very much.